Well, the first place to start with monetizing data is first to identify that and recognize that information is an actual corporate asset. Now, even though it's not a balance sheet asset, many leading organizations are starting to behave as if it is one, and data monetization is part of that. So we tend to not be so doctrinaire about monetization as to say that data monetization is only about selling your data. There's a broad spectrum of ways that organizations can generate economic benefits, measurable economic benefits from information that we would consider to be monetization. So some of those, at one end of the spectrum, anytime that you're doing something with data or analytics and it is generating measurable cost savings or contributing to top or bottom line benefits, we would consider that to be a form of monetization, as long as you're measuring it and tying it back to the information assets that are responsible for generating that gain. There are other methods where organizations are bartering with information. They're not actually selling it, but they're bartering with it. So there are a variety of direct and indirect models for monetizing data, all the way up through and including selling one's own data. There are some retailers, for example, who are making their data about products, sales, inventory available to their suppliers or to the market in general, and are generating a lot of money from doing that. The first challenge is in understanding what information you have even before you start integrating it. But yes, a lot of the value in information comes from its intersection, not from the individual data sets themselves, but from what you find at the intersection of that data. So breaking down the silos between departments, enabling either the physical or logical or virtual integration of data, and then making that available in some context, either internally or externally, to monetize it is important. But a lot of it starts with understanding what information is available to you, both inside your organization and outside. We find that some companies are monetizing data that they harvest from other places in the internet. Social media could be one, even just extracting data from maybe competitive websites. There's one company that is pulling together restaurant menu data that restaurants publish across the internet and making that data and that analytics about that available as their core business. Well, there are tremendous risks with opening up your data outside your organization, whether you're doing that as open data or whether you're monetizing the data. Anytime you're letting data outside of your own four walls, you're potentially exposing private things about your organization, private things maybe about your customers, even your own strategies and the way that you're doing business tend to be then exposed to the open market. So very conscious decisions that need to be made about that, involving legal departments and ombudsmen and so forth.